Hello there, welcome to part 3 of the Giorni tutorial. Pretty nice that you made it that far. Don't stop there. This part is going to be a lot about learning patterns and notes by heart. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, but you're going to figure that out too. So let's see what this part is going to sound like. Okay, we'll start with the left hand for this part. The left hand is super easy. You just play 4 chords. D major, A major, B minor, and G major. And then you just leave the middle note of every chord away. And then you just play it back and forth like you used to. Always 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So you play D, A, D first. Then you jump down to A, E, A. Jump up to B, F sharp, B. And now you jump down to G, D, and now instead of playing G, you jump 2 notes higher to B. Okay? So that makes the chord complete actually. Okay, again. Okay, so this is how you could remember it. First I look for those 2 black keys. This is where you play the D, where the D is. Then you jump down to the chord where your index finger is actually already lying. So like this. Then you go 1 step higher to B. And then 2 steps lower again to G. Okay, so you go down, up, down. Alright, again. Now in my cover, for the 4th chord, I just play G, D, G instead of G, D, B. Simply because I read the sheet music wrong. Now I know that you usually have to play G, D, B. But as you see, it doesn't make that big of a difference. Just so you know. Okay, and you play those 4 chords 4 times as well. And on the 4th time, instead of playing this chord like this to the fullest, you just play the first 3 notes. Okay? This is the 4th time you play this. The 4th time you play all 4 chords. Let's listen to this one more time slowly. Alright, and now let's listen to the right hand. Alright, so what do? You start by playing F sharp, G, F sharp, G, A. Okay? You do this twice. Okay, now you play the 3rd time. F sharp, G, F sharp, G, A. And now you start to play this D major chord. You play D, F sharp, A. Then you play it again, but instead of finishing on A, you finish on G, like this. Okay? Again. You play this 3 times. Then the chord starts. You play it once normally and then once on a G. Okay? That's how you can remember it. Let's listen to that once more. And remember, you can always press the skip button if you don't want to listen to it again. Or if you want to skip ahead to the fast version right away. Okay, now you start again. You play F sharp G, F sharp G, A. Then you do that again. F sharp G, F sharp G, A. And now you play these notes just downwards. B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Okay? The only thing is that between E and D, you make a little pause. So it will sound like this. Alright, and now let's listen to the right hand from the beginning again. Alright, so far so good. Okay, now it gets a little tricky. You start again by playing F sharp G, F sharp G, A. Do it again. Then you play this. Okay, so B, A, G, F sharp, G, A. Alright? And then you will just again play this D major chord once like this, and then the second time you play D, F sharp, G. Okay? So you have to combine some parts. Okay, and now you just have to figure out the speed and play it all really smoothly. Like so. So you don't make any pauses in between the parts. It's just so you understand and so you can remember them. Do not actually pause between them. Okay, so that was the third thing you played with the right hand. And the fourth thing is basically the same as the second. You again play this. Again. And then you play those notes downwards. But the only difference is that you don't pause between E and D. You do not make a pause this time. Okay? So like this. Okay, and that's the 4 right hand sections that you have to remember. And remember that you have to play those 4 chords on the left hand 4 times, so it fits perfectly to the right hand. So let's listen to the right hand once more, really slowly. Okay, and now in normal speed. Okay, now putting those two hands together, that's the tricky part. So first let's listen to it. Let's do this section by section. Let's start with the first one. You start by playing the right hand. You play F sharp, G, F sharp, G, and then on this A, you start to play the left hand. Okay, then you play one note on the left hand, so you pause on this A with your right hand, and then as soon as you hit the second D with your left hand, you start to play F sharp, G again. And then you play one note on the left hand for one note on the right hand. Okay, you play F sharp, G. And then when you go up to A again, you start the second chord with your left hand. So like this again. Now you do exactly the same thing with this chord. Play one note here, so you pause on the A again, and then one note for one note. You jump up to the third chord. Okay, now remember, with the right hand you will play this D major chord, okay? And you do not pause on this A this time. And the final note for the right hand is again the starting point for the left hand chord, the fourth chord this time. So again, let's listen to it from the beginning. Okay, now you pause on this G, you play one note on the left hand, and then you start the next section with your right hand before you finish this, the fourth section with your left hand, before you finish that fourth chord. And then when you go up to this A, you start again on the first chord. Okay, because you remember, when you started this whole part, you play F sharp, G, and then start on A. So this time, you just play F sharp, G on the fourth chord instead of on nothing. Alright, that's how you could remember it. Then you play it the same way, you pause, play one note on the left hand, and on the second D, you play F sharp, G again. Again, on A, you jump down to the second chord. And now remember, you play this. So just play it note by note. Okay, so now remember, you pause between E and D the first time. And when in this pause, you play the third chord on your left hand. And on the third note, on this one, you will play this D. So you pause for two notes. Alright? So again, like this. Alright, that was the second section of the right hand. Now you play the fourth chord with the left hand and start the third section of your right hand. I hope you still remember all this. Like this, exactly the same. Play F sharp G, F sharp G, and then on A you play the first chord again. Okay, you pause again, F sharp G, F sharp G, and then you go down to the second chord and continue note by note. Remember how you play the third section of the right hand? Like this. So you just play this note by note. Now on this A, you go to the third chord. And on this final G again, you go to the last chord. Okay? And then you start the fourth section of the right hand together with the fourth chord of the left hand. There's always repetitions in there. You go to the first chord again. Okay? You pause again. And then on the third note you start again. Okay, and now the fourth section of the right hand, just note by note again. And remember, this is the last time, the fourth time, you play the four chords on the left hand. So now you just play this. Okay? Alright, that was all very complicated, but I hope my explanations helped you a little bit. Now let's just listen to that whole thing slowly and then in normal speed. Okay, and this is approximately how fast you should become. Now don't get demotivated by how fast this looks like. It's just a matter of repetition. As soon as you can remember the notes and know where the slight changes are in this part, it's going to be no problem, and you can play it faster and faster, and at some point you'll have it by heart without even thinking about it. Now let's listen to what we're going to learn in the next part. Alright, that was a rather difficult part, but you made it too. Now this is just about repeating, and you just gotta play it over and over and over again until you can play it in the right tempo. Alright, so thank you for watching. If you want to support me, here's my Patreon account. You can pledge some dollars there for me if you want to. And here's an app called Floki. It's also for learning the piano. Maybe it's your thing. Go check it out. It's for free. You can just try a couple of songs. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next part. Bye.